Alrighty, round two, or round two, fight. Same kind of format. I added a picture. Hooray! I'm sure I will play more and more with this as this goes. But okay, so did try another drink, and I was thinking outside of this, I don't know. I think most people get some enjoyment of seeing some sort of rating or whatever. I'm not looking to like rate per se, but I think I maybe will get like whether it's just a spreadsheet and I just start ordering a list here to say like of things I tried this year, are they above or below the others? Like a relational list. I don't want to do like a today my top tier list thing or whatever, but I figure something to like kind of put like how did I feel about a particular drink and then kind of just uh, you know king of the hill kind of behavior here. So I will say to not spoil, but I still think the Dr. Pepper Blackberry is better than this particular thing. But I will say, man, it's good. This Canada Dry Fruit Splash Zero or Fruit Splash Zero Sugar Ginger Ale basically tastes really good. I mean, it does taste like fruit punch. So as advertised, you're getting what you would expect it to taste like, but it doesn't have like there's something okay now I know I'm going to say this about zero sugar stuff and people are going to go they all taste that way, but it's not true. There's differences in flavor setups for what you get out of drinks. Some for whatever reason feel like they've coated your tongue with a coat, or there's some funky flavor happening there. Like if somebody tells me, oh, Red Bull tastes delicious, I think it tastes like licking on metal. It's what my taste buds tell me is going on there. So whether or not, I like it and you don't, that's always going to be different. But there's definitely some zero sugar, different, sweeteners that get used by all different companies for whatever it is. Like monk fruit extract or whatever, that monk fruit stuff. If you've ever tried that, that's terrible. I don't suggest that you do try it, but it does exist if you like to punish yourself with untasty things. However, this is not untasty. So, it's as advertised. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best flavor of anything ever. But it's quite good. It's kind of a nice, just tasty beverage to have, and one that I would suggest if you like zero sugar stuff, you go give it a whirl. It's good to have in the rotation if like you're going from a cola to just more of your fruity flavored stuff versus I don't know what other kind of angles. I guess that's mostly all drinks, right? Cola or fruity flavored. I don't think there's much else. Maybe I'm just not thinking of things, but almost anything that I wouldn't say was a cola has some lemon, lime angle going on, citrus, berry. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Tell me if I'm just completely whiffing on something there. It's good. It's in the number 2 spot, I guess, as we would say there. It's number 2. Okay. As some people know from the last couple of days, I've been talking about a particular thing that has caused me pain. And that thing that has caused me pain is my own stupidity. Because as if if nobody else has experienced this, you are very lucky. But for whatever reason, corners of beds and shins have been hooking up since the dawn of time, I'm pretty sure. My shin hooked up quite nicely to the footboard / corner of my bed the other day, and I got it pretty good. Like to the point where there's some bleeding. We removed a good chunk of skin. I hit it pretty good. That led to me do the old face plant into the bed, crumple up, kind of, laugh at the world because if I don't, I'm gonna cry. It hurt. It hurt a lot. As that does. And again, if you haven't experienced that, I kind of don't believe you. But, okay, if you haven't, rock on and enjoy your luck and may it never happen to you. Now, in the same day that I did that, I was folding laundry, and I don't know where people fold laundry. Some people, on the floor, on a counter, on your couch. Often I'll grab the clump of clothes and throw it on the bed, and then that will be where I am folding clothes. Well, for whatever reason, the same place that I hit previously, just randomly, I hit the same exact place again. Now, as we all know, and many of us are gamers that are probably going to listen to this stuff or whatever, but like after your initial wounding of something on your body, any subsequent hits on that particular area are much less fully defended. Take your pick of whatever you want to call it, debuffed, sundered, whatever. My shin was not ready to take another hit, but boy did I, thereby leading to another moment of, Peter Griffin-esque sounds and rolling around in pain. So, I get home from work yesterday, and you wouldn't guess what's going to happen. Yes, you are, but I hit it again. And I don't know what it is about pain and things you hurt and your ability to continue to hit that very thing when you don't do it for ages otherwise. Like, why is my leg deciding to just heat-seeking missile right on that corner every time? I don't know. It's like again, either there's a gravitational pull that's happening in the corner and there's some anomaly of some smallest black hole possible that's pulling my leg into that, or it's kind of like object fixation that happens where you're telling somebody not to do something and then it just doesn't matter. They go towards that thing and, hit it. I got whatever's going on. All I know is I'm not looking forward to hitting it again. And if I do, I don't know what will happen. I might have to, I might Hulk out. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm very cautious now. But no more than 3, please. I'm ready to tap out on destroying my shin. On more disappointment, egg rolls, and really just kind of a Americanized Chinese type food. Now, some people will know, but that used to be the jam of all. I mean, between eating, and I don't even remember the name of the place anymore. But back in the day in Zanesville, right, there was a Chinese spot that I went to more than I should have, that's for sure. And the egg rolls that were at that particular location tasted so good. And the problem is, how do you explain what a really good tasting egg roll tastes? Because obviously every restaurant does a different one, unless they're all buying them from the same pagoda or something, some industrialized ones. But most of the time I feel like a lot of the egg rolls you're getting from a lot of places are made, they seem to be made by the folks running the place most of the time. So it's hard to say, but between poorly battered egg rolls that are spongy instead of crispy, but still have kind of that tear through bite when you get them, crunch to tear, if that's making sense. The outside is crispy, but the inside has at least a little bit of play still. And what's inside, whether it's minced pork or some minced chicken or whatever, there's flavor. The inside, the cabbage, it all just has a place and has some sort of something in it that makes it taste good, and never needing an outside source of sauce. Just You eat the egg roll and it tastes awesome. Or you maybe dunk it in whatever your main dish is that you're doing to get a little bit of sauce from there. If you're doing, some garlic chicken or Szechuan chicken, which is, shout out to Sam and his days of loving his white rice and his chicken like that at that place. But I have not been able to find, when I go to a random place in my last, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years, especially in Columbus, I don't know what to tell you, but I can't find a place that relives that taste of just delicious egg roll. So I think this year, as time permits, I'm going to try to hit up some joints and just maybe start looking around for egg rolls again and find, did I not go to a place? Was it bad? Was it good? Like, there's a place around Kenny called Shishi, or was it Shishia Chinese cuisine, and their egg roll was fine. It wasn't offensive. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't what I was looking for. So who knows? I don't know if anybody, you insert food here that you had when you were young that was really great and maybe isn't so much now, but I don't know. It feels like most egg rolls I get have crappy interiors, and sometimes the exteriors are fine, but the interiors are almost always plain, super bland, and super disappointing. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, do people? This is how my brain works. Right? I think about this stuff, and then I, bitch and moan left and right. Oh, and side note, I guess just in there, I'm attempting to not curse as much this year. Call it your New Year's resolution or whatever, but I'm trying not to say at least the standard curse words of the S and F variety. But, we'll see. And I don't mean suck for the S variety. But, yeah, that, changes my way of talking about some of the stuff where normally I'd have thrown 5,000 expletives by now. Okay. Last thing that I'll just rattle off here is we're going to talk about YouTube intros and coming up in this episode. The only thing I can say good about any intro on a YouTube video, at least for me, unless it's just like a flash of like, hey, it's my video, ta-da, kind of thing. If you've got a long-winded intro that has a bunch of stuff in it and all you're telling me is to learn, like, if I like your stuff enough, all you're doing is telling me how far to skip into your video each time. I don't know who, again, this is like some of the other things that you see with it. Who is that for? Are people just like, yeah, there are so few intros of anything that ever makes me want to watch it. There's maybe Peacemaker is probably the best example of an intro that cracked me up enough that I was willing to watch it. Obviously, that's not on YouTube, but the chances of your intro being so enjoyable that I want to sit through it every time, it's highly unlikely, my friend. Like, and a lot of it's trash. So it's my quickest way to figure out, like, yeah, I'm just gonna skip past that. That's cool. And then the other part of it is what is with the spoil my episode on the things that are interesting at the beginning of my video as some way to like pull me into it. What that normally does for me is makes me again skip, so I know that like if you're doing that crap, I just skip away from it, or I'm done with your video. I'm not looking at it. You decided to spoil it. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm guessing that like this isn't for my brain. That the reason for doing these things is because that when people see this, they get enthralled enough to say, "Ooh, if I see that, then that's going to be cool when it comes up." And all it does for me is says, "Oh, I already know that that's going to come up. So when it does, it's going to have zero impact when I see it." It's the same problem as trailers and movies that go too far with anything. You want to hint at some stuff and not actually show things or whatever. Okay. But boy, don't, a lot of trailers have the bad habit of, telling you everything that's going to happen in the movie. Why would I want to go see it? These people who do it in their YouTube videos, I just think are undermining the impact of what is interesting. Um, you know, that's my thought on it. I hope, again, old man maybe yelling at clouds here, but I'm just seeing ways to skip people's content and not listen to things. Right? It's just can't take it. Hate it. Hate it. Don't like it. Don't want it to be there, and I'm not sure who it's winning over. I just if something's there and that's what's driving people to do it, it'd be great to understand who that actually gets. Maybe it does get people. Maybe it gets people that I know that will check this out and say, yeah, I love that. I just don't get it, but I'd love to, I guess, understand it better. But yeah, no, none of that coming up and excessive intros with a bunch of garbage at the front of it. Just a big pass for me. All right. Talk to you later.